Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity with me, Bring It On. We're going to do some shopping before we meet with Chancellor Warren. So first to Copper Lane and then to Brackenbury. Sadly, I don't think we have enough money for all the items that I want. But if I can leave with 2 of them, I'll be happy. I think Laura has what I want. Perfect. So yeah, we can't afford the Ashwood cameo figurine and the Seal of Faith in Zelda's Ring. I think I need the figurine the least. Everyone in the party is already equipped with a summon. And this is also cheaper, buying both the rings. Let's go and do that. Give him some more spells. What is it? 2 second level spells and 1 4th level spell. This will give Durance +1 first level spell, +1 second level spell, and +1 third level spell. Alright, so I'll give this to him as a backup in case Pallegina is ever crowd controlled. I don't think he really needs a self-heal either. Not very significant either way. I want to spread out the heals a little bit. I think we'll give it to her instead. Or better yet, to Pallegina. Nope, she has healing on her gloves. So yeah, let's give it to her instead.
Yeah.
Try to spread out the sustain a little bit. You don't want all your eggs in one basket. Alright, off to see Chancellor Warren at the Charred Barrel in Brackenbury. There he is. Lord Donald, what brings you to Brackenbury? You sent a missive. No, I didn't. I received a missive. From you. The Chancellor sets down his mug of ale and looks at you quizzically. As far as I know, nothing has changed regarding your rightful possession of Cade Noir. You realize that the Charred Barrel has gone quiet, and turn to see the last of the patrons quickly disappearing through the front door. A moment later, a group of armed men and women stride into the tavern. Oh dear. The Chancellor quickly ducks behind the table. The woman leading the armed group lowers her cow with one hand, while keeping the other in a pistol tucked into her belt. You immediately recognize Gathman's captain. Now that the sheep have been herded from their pen, you and I can conduct our business, unfortunate as it may be. I remember you. You were with Lord Gathman at the palace. And I you, she grins. I'll admit, you seem quite interesting. Alas, duty calls. What do you want? Oh, I think you know. Lord Gathman has ordered your death. She forces a frown. A shame, really. I admire your exploits, even if only half of them are true. Sadly, I have my orders. Gathman will lose. You should work for me. The man is swine, albeit noble, wealthy swine. Her lip curls in feigned disgust. Were I to do it again, I doubt I'd have taken in with him. But what's done is done. And Lord Gathman is as ruthless as he is arrogant. He'll go to great lengths to avenge a betrayal. What could you offer to make me consider such a risk? So I thought I was talking about hiring her. See, this doesn't read like I'm taking her into my employ. But I think this will speak to her more than these two. Though she didn't mention Gathman as being swine. Went with option 3. As a mercenary, I understand the value of money. I assume she's a mercenary as well. So, a simple bribe. Walk away and pretend this conversation never happened. A generous sum. It'll be put to good use. I can't promise I won't kill you next time we meet. But for now, we can both walk away. Know this. The day will soon come when you must face Gathman. I've lived this long by knowing which side to be on. Prove yourself on the battlefield, and who knows. Until we meet again, Donald. If I'd hire her for the keep, that'd be great. Well, that was unexpected. Warren emerges from beneath his table, and smooths the rumpled sleeves of his robe. It doesn't make the strange reports I've received from the grasp make more sense in context, however. But go on. Earl Badamar decided to keep an eye on Lord Gathman's activities. Gathman has been hiring a lot of men recently, but for what purpose we can't say. I'd advise you to take extra precautions at Caed Noir. He may be attempting to place spies or saboteurs within your walls. Be wary, Donald. I don't think you've seen Lord Gathman's endgame yet. He swallows the rest of his ale and gives you a curt nod before heading for the door. We need to go to Caed Noir anyway. There's trolls and oozes on the way. That works out.
Aloth. Never before have I met an Adiran man so hesitant to speak his mind.
I'm not hesitant, I just, like to consider my words carefully.
You should really hear yourself talk, amigo.
Also, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, the scepter does enough damage. I'm going to focus more of his spells on crowd control. Should mostly be the case anyway. Alright, seems good to me.
Looks a little healthier than before.
Let's rest up first. And make sure I'm not going to run out of time for... We have 2 days, so plenty of time. Can rest up. Be a little careful. Something running pretty quickly. Alright, what's going on, guys? I wouldn't pay, so they set my crops on fire. My boy tried to stop him, knocked him over the head. He's alive. They can't think straight no more. Your boy got lucky. My guards, good men both, got put to the sword after they surrendered. I paid those thugs what they wanted. They still took everything I had. There he is. A woman points at you, and all eyes in the crowd turn their hostile gazes upon you. What's going on here? We want justice. You've been terrorizing us. We won't stand for it any longer. Go on. You sent your men to my farm to collect a crop tax, saying we was overdue. For me, it was a road toll. I've been traveling up and down this way for years. This was the first I've heard of such a thing. Other people in the crowd chime in with similar stories. What makes you think I sent these men? They said they were acting on orders from the Lord of Caed-Noir. That's you. Those weren't my men. Then who were they? They were no common bandits. If this happens again, it's not on my orders. You heard it directly from me. Say we believe you. What about what we've lost? What about my crops? And my goods, and the families of my guards? I mean, I don't feel obligated to pay them. I'll make these men face justice. You can count on it. We appreciate that, but can you offer us any compensation? Just a little to help us get by, of course. Clears his throat and looks at you expectantly. I'll take this. He looks like he's about to say something, but thinks better of it and settles for a curt bow instead. The coins are quickly distributed among the crowd, then dispersed without another word. I'm not going to pay him 1,000 gold. Marshal Furwin. Ah, angry mobs. The inevitable thorn in every ruler's side. Eh, Donald? What brings you to Caed-Noir? I have news about Lord Gathbin. Let's discuss it in the Great Hall, away from curious ears. Alright. Lord Donald. I've received word that Lord Gathbin is amassing an army of mercenaries near Yenwood Field. It appears a peaceful claim to Caed-Noir is no longer possible. The Earl has sent me to aid you in forming your own force to counter this threat. I'm here in an advisory role only, of course. The Earl won't officially take sides in this dispute. How much time do I have? Enough. It's rumored Lord Gathbin will suffer a series of unfortunate and completely unforeseeable setbacks before his army is complete. He grins and winks. Still, I'd not tarry long. Is there anything else you wish to know? Please ask. I have a fortress with strong walls. Why not let Gathbin's army come to me? When Gathbin isn't full enough to risk tearing down Caed-Noir just to kill you, you shield yourself behind these walls, by free reign to torment your subjects in the countryside. Earl Badamar will see your inaction against Lord Gathbin as a sign that you're unwilling to perform your duties as Lord of Caed-Noir. Losing his support will have dire consequences. Taking the fight to Lord Gathbin is your only option. Why won't the Earl officially legitimize my claim? It is a delicate situation. Legally, Lord Gathbin's claim is just, and he knows it. Stripping land and title from a noble family is quite dangerous, perhaps more so than killing the man outright. With Gathbin dead, You only need worry about blood vengeance from family members that actually cared for Lord Gathman. Those, if court gossip is to be believed, are few and far between. Losing a family claim to land and title, though. Such disputes incite hatred from the entire clan and their political allies, not to mention the unease it causes amongst the other nobles. Wars are started for less. No. If Gathman is to be denied, it'll be you who must prove your legitimacy to the Earl, and all others who dispute your claims. This is what it means to be a noble in the Deerwood. Now let's talk about my army. The Marshal nods. Where am I getting my troops? I've sent out a call for volunteers from the lands around Caed Noir. Hopefully, people will realize that being under your rule is preferable to that of Lord Gathman's. Any hireling stationed at Caed Noir will also accompany you to the battle. I suggest you acquire as many of them as possible. I received a missive from the Knights of the Crucible. They've heard about the situation and will send a squad of their finest knights when the time for battle comes. Neat. What's the status of my regular troops? The Marshal shakes his head. 2 green and 2 few. If you go up against Lord Gathman now, losses will be heavy. However, victory is still possible. And we need to recruit veteran troops. I know a company or 2 of veterans that would be willing to join us for a bit of coin. I'd say 10,000 copper should cover the expenses. I don't have that much at the moment. I don't have that much... Is he mocking me? Is that what this is? What special allies do I have available? The Knights of the Crucible will reinforce your infantry. That's all for now. Alright, farewell.
It is good to see you here. I can feel a change in the air already. There is much to do. Is there anything I can do to help?
What is the state of the keep? Okay. Alright, let's take care of this. Is he gonna die? Okay. Whoops. Pulled in my character as well. That's okay.
That's it!
I'm ready.
Leave it to me! That's it! Let's go!
Great. Keep dominating these guys, but I don't want to. That's okay. That should be, I think, 2 or 3 more procs on his scepter. Oh, it's 4 more procs. Fantastic.
Huh? Sure.
So is he or she dead? Yeah, they actually die. I don't like that one bit. Alright, so it looks like a Crucible Knight is another unique hire. Let's bring them on as well. And I'm a gold pack knight, so I'll grab a gold pack knight as well. And I'll leave those two as is. That sucks. I've been waiting for that Glenfathan Soul Hunter for a while, because I think they tried to approach my keep early on, but got chased off before I had more defenses. They provided a decent buff. It was what, 2 and 3? 2 prestige and 3 defense? Or what is it? What's this stat called? Security. And then they put him right beside all the enemies like that. At least put him behind me.
Better indeed.
Next on the to-do list. Okay, I need to do this quest for Grimda. Abandoned farm on the path to Deerford. So I have to go through Stormwall Gorge to get to this, right? So we've explored Wooden Plains. This is where we found Sagani, if I remember right. Oh, here's this farm. Maybe this is the farm they're talking about. I'm glad I stopped by this place, 'cause I'm going to see if I can make it to Deerford without having to go to the gorge. But based on the road on the map, I assume I have to go through the gorge to get there. Hurting for money. To be a little careful.
Sure.
Hey. Oh, there's a few more here than I thought.
Yes?
Dead on.
Alright, Scroll of Whale. This ancient scroll is bound with silver thread. The broken wax seal is stamped with the shape of an eye. The scroll at first appears to be gibberish, a collection of symbols and characters with no apparent connection between them. As you study them, however, you could swear that the characters begin to move. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, they shift and crisscross and realign, being able to read the text. A simpleton seeks out a wise man said to know the answer to every question. Please, says the simpleton, you have to help me. The world terrifies me. I wake each morning and I don't know why. I make choices each day. I don't know what will happen as a result. I go to sleep each night. I don't know whether it will be my last. When the simpleton finishes, he notices that the wise man is weeping. The simpleton apologizes profusely and asks the wise man what he has said to upset him. The wise man shakes his head and wipes the tears from his eyes. He answers, Some people have all the luck. Alright, let's give this to him, make sure he knows all those spells. Oh! As you take the scroll, you hear a voice. You have found it. Now lose it again. Our archivist, Grimda, asked me to bring this back. The voice laughs. Would you appease a dwarf or a god? You think this theft was an accident? The voice seems to shift, as if the speaker were constantly changing age, race, and sex. My relics were never meant to stay in one place for long. They're meant to be lost and found. It is the search that gives a thing value. Take it to the Black Meadow. Find the drake that faces east and bury it beneath its skull.
Huh?
Sun-touched mail of Hiren Wrath. Grant Sunbeam 3 per rest. Minus 50% poison effect tick rate. Minus 50% disease. Alright, we've seen that before. The paladin Hiren Wrath came across a countryside village beset by ghouls and made it his life work to rid the world of the undead. He believed that their very existence was a blasphemy against the gods and a scourge on all kith, and having observed the creatures prowling by night and skulking in dark places, he fell prey to then common misconceptions about their nature. He had his order create armor that shone with the light of the sun, leaving them vulnerable to daylight. Unfortunately, he tested his theory in the cleansing of a crowded vampire den, discovering too late that the light only altered the creatures to his presence, alerted. Published research by animancers has since dispelled many of the dangerous myths surrounding the undead. Does burn damage. Interesting. I'm gonna give her that instead. I really like the way the breastplate looks. I'm gonna give her Scion of Flame. And then between Sunbeam on this and Wrath of the Five Suns she gets with Sworn Enemy.
Huh?
Does some decent damage alongside her support abilities. Alright, but I do have a contract with Grimda, so I'm going to ignore Whale. Or While, or Wheel. Alright, can I make it back in time? Let's deal with this first. No time should pass. I'm gonna go talk to Grimda. Yeah, most of these events only last a day. There's no way for me to get back in time. I'll try, though. I don't think... Yeah, AE's not covered in here, because it's usually... It's obvious. It's not something unique to a deer.
Huh?
I'm looking at it, I want to say whale, but then it sounds like I'm saying whale. Which doesn't sound very godlike. And while sounds more like a god of mystery's name. But who knows? Plus I need to do this, hopefully to get access to this room. For another quest that we have.
Good day, stranger.
The Grimda glances down her spectacles. Ever inquisitive, I see. I found the scroll. Ah, let me see it. Brenda rubs her hands together. They sound like 2 sheets of dried parchment. She takes the scroll and turns it in her hands. Yes, indeed. Her fingers trace the paper with surprising gentleness. You've done well. She presents you with a folded section of fabric. Wile is both a keeper and a discoverer of secrets. May this hood aid you in revealing what is obscured, and keep you hidden from those who would wish you harm. You find a key in your palm. You're also free to visit the outer archives, and take whatever books or scrolls you find in the open. Spreading and circulating new mysteries is part of our service to the obscured. What else do you need? I'm not going to tell her that. I have the key. I have to tell her what I'm going to do with it. I can always tell her afterwards, I guess. Footpad's hood. Let's do stealth, +1 perception. Congratulations. These plain dark hoods are deceptively powerful, and enchanted with charms against detection and spells to heighten one's senses in darkness. As a result, the hoods have become primarily associated with thieves and cut purses, to whom these enchantments are of particular benefit.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've read that before. Read that before as well. Counts of stealing. Can I...
Ready, Watcher.
Yeah.
Ready, Watcher. I'll take a look.
This is the book that we need for this. The life and discoveries of Pangrim. Mention the name Pangrim to anyone with even a passing knowledge of animancy. You could find yourself in for a very long discussion. Publicly reviled, but privately lauded as a hero and genius, Pangrim's history is at turns revolutionary, horrific, and mysterious. Pangrim was fascinated, some might say obsessed, with the concept of animancy. It consumed his life as he dedicated everything to understand it. He would frequently travel to Irglonfoth and the Deerwood to visit the Ingwithan ruins. There he would take notes and make sketches, bringing anything back with him that he could to help him unlock the mysteries. After years of study, Pangrim had reached the point where he could no longer conduct research on his own. He took on an assistant, Helig of Thane. Hey, we met that guy. Soon, Helig was making trips to Irglonfoth in Pangrim's stead, gathering knowledge while Pangrim stayed behind to experiment. This partnership quickly bore fruit, and Pangrim made a breakthrough, one that would irrevocably change his life, and the general attitude about animancy forever. While the specifics of his experimentation will never truly be known, rumors and stories that still circulate tell that he had sent out inquiries, asking for live subjects to help with a dangerous experiment that might change their life, or might end it. Those who were already dying were especially encouraged to apply. Response was overwhelming, and Pangrim had his pick of numerous willing bodies. That is when he had his breakthrough. He discovered a way to fix a soul, anchoring it to its body so it couldn't leave at death. He discovered eternal life. His research and life's work had resulted in the greatest single discovery that animancy could hope for. His findings were published and quickly spread through Valia, and beyond, while some groups, the Wodekin Church for example, decried his work as nothing more than blasphemy and heresy. Many put it to practice. Everyone wanted the chance at immortality. But everything comes with a cost. It quickly became apparent that simply restraining the soul while keeping the person technically alive was doing nothing for the body, which continued to decay, devolving and warping the soul now trapped inside it. The creatures it created were dangerous, carnivorous beasts that killed brutally and indiscriminately. The backlash was ruthless. The practice of Pangrim's discoveries was outlawed. His works were collected and burned. He and Helig were branded heretics and hunted, chased from town to town until Pangrim simply vanished. Alec was tracked down, captured, and brought to trial for the atrocities committed against Valia and its people. The trial was barely more than a formality to bring charges against him, as everyone knew what hand he had played in the disaster. He was sent to prison for years, but eventually released once public outrage died down. Not long after his parole, he disappeared as well. Occasionally, talk surfaces that a copy of Pangrim's theorems had been found, untouched by the purging flames that destroyed its brothers. These rumors seldom end up being more than that. Many groups and wealthy individuals have formed sending out a call to anyone who will listen. Find us a copy of the theorems. They offer gold, jewels, status, anything they can to entice adventurers to help them achieve their goals. For there are those who would give anything a chance at immortality, even become a monster. Falling apart there, couldn't read that. For the life of me.
Oh.
I should have known. Alright, grab whatever's inside. Alright, Theorems of Pangrim. A heavy old book that carries the dust of centuries. The pages are as fine and thin as onion skin, and covered with obscure diagrams and notes on animancy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna call the episode here. In the next one, we will return this book to Nadine? Yeah. And we have more quests to do outside of Defiance Bay. So we'll take care of that next time. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.